The College Boy Jesse was apt because I told you there's something here for everyone and you could catch yourself playing tennis, maybe. The Catch National Junior Championships, the 2024 Catch Love Tennis, it will be coming up and there will be an official launch this weekend. But to tell us more about it, we are joined by Mr. Hayden Mitchell, the president of the Tennis Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and Miss Maddison Khan, tennis athlete. Lady and gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
I would say you're very welcome, but you didn't bring Catch, so I'm upset. But we have to focus because it is a collaboration that is well beyond 3 decades, supporting the Tennis Association of Trinidad and Tobago. So, Ms. Mitchell, tell me a little bit as to how that partnership began, because you don't usually see chocolate and sports coming together.
Well, thanks for having us. This is actually 36th year of Catch sponsorship. And it is really a partnership made in heaven for us, The owners of the associated brands, right? I think their kids, I don't know call their names, but their kids used to play tennis many, many years ago. And they saw the value in sport. And since then, they have partnered with Catch, with Tennis Association for the last 36 years to put on this junior national tournament. And it is the one event that everyone who wants to represent Trinidad and Tobago must play to be eligible for selection for national teams. This year the team is Catch the Love, right? And Catch the Love for tennis, and it's really a play on words, because as you start tennis, you start with love all. Of course. Right? But it really ties into what the Ministry of Sport is doing in terms of the I Choose Sport program. We are going into communities and into schools to try to get more love for sport, more love for tennis. And we are partnering with the ministry, and Catch, of course, is partnering with us, because what we want to do is bring those athletes that we find in the communities and in the schools. Once we identify talent, we bring them into the National Training Center and we bring them into the national tournaments, and then they get the love for tennis and the love for Catch.
Like Maddison has, right? Now, I know you said you were 14, but how long have you been playing tennis?
I've only been playing tennis for 3 years. I started during COVID.
Oh, really? So tell me about that love then that you generated, because I wasn't coming outside during COVID, much less to play tennis. What sparked the interest?
So during COVID, a lot of extracurricular activities shut down, and the only sport was tennis. And I started to play tennis for exercise, to get out and to meet people. And when I played my first tournament, I fell in love with the game and the competitiveness, and I loved that winning feeling.
Ooh. Now, I know that you would know, if anything, of her performance, of her growth.
Yes.
So granted that she's saying only 3 years, a lot can happen in 3 years, right?
A lot can happen with 3 years, and Maddison is really an interesting story, because within that 3 years, she's represented Trinidad and Tobago on a couple of occasions, outside of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm going to pass it back to Maddison and let her explain everything about that.
I think I've represented the country at least 5 times in under 14s, and this year was my first time representing Trinidad and Tobago in under 16s.
Beautiful stuff. So the improvement, the growth, the love is there.
Yes.
So younger persons who might be thinking about trying it, because not everybody is athletically inclined, and you particularly talk about being competitive. I'm not competitive, but what is it about tennis in particular that you would suggest as something that they should at least try?
Tennis is it's a very enjoyable sport. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of people, and playing the game is very fun. It's just there's a lot of you learn a lot from it in terms of discipline, and if you get the chance to go away, it's a wonderful experience. You get to meet all different types of people from all different countries. The food is amazing. The place that we stay is amazing. The courts are really nice, and it's just a really good experience.
You sold me. I'm coming to the next tournament. But I imagine there are age limits and parameters that we have to look forward to. So if you wanted to get involved, do we have specifics that we should pay attention to as parents or children?
In terms of tennis, or sport, the main thing is movement, because I think, as Maddison spoke about, with COVID, there was a lack of movement for kids, and that's a whole different story. But I think once you're able to move, you can play any sport. You can play tennis. You can play. So we normally take young athletes from about 5 years old. My son started at 5 years old. And we have people who are in their 70s, 80s still playing, so, it's really a social sport as well, because you're able to, as Maddison clearly said, you meet new people and new friends and that sort of thing. So it's a social sport. And you still get the exercise as well. For the younger athletes, there are smaller courts, right? And they have smaller rackets and softer balls. So it makes it a lot more fun for them to play, as opposed to playing with these big, long courts where you have to move a lot.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about the actual championships that will be happening on Saturday, 23rd of March. Right. Ready, Maddison? You are heading to the Racket Centre, and
Yes.
if you were to describe for me a little bit as to what we're going to see, we're looking at full-on tournaments, we're looking at awards. What will Saturday look like?
Okay, so Saturday is the opening ceremony, and Saturday we're going to have our red ball tournament. Now, red ball is really deals with transition balls, which is from about under 11, go down, right? And these are players who are now transitioning to the bigger ball. So there's going to be a lot of kids there, So I know that kids are now on holidays, and we're encouraging all the parents, even if you're not playing tennis now, come out to the National Racket Centre. It's really a wonderful facility. It's a world-class facility. It's the best in the region and Central America. Yeah, it is. And you could come out, you could meet coaches and just get involved in sport. So we're going to have the red ball on Saturday, the opening ceremony, and they're going to see matches, full-on matches, Saturday, Sunday, going straight up to next week, Thursday, the 28th.
Beautiful stuff. Is there a cost or any cover cost?
It is free $99.
Not even the 99. That sounds great. And if you're saying it's open to everyone and multiple days, we can choose days that we want to come through. We could come every day.
Correct. You can come every day. We would love that. But you could choose the days. You could come in the evenings. It normally finishes around 4 or 5, around there, depending on the matches. It starts at 9 every morning. So if kids are home and they don't know what to do, just get your parents to bring you down. Come and take it in.
Come meet Maddison, our national champ, representing us very, very well across the waters. And of course, fall in love, catch the love of tennis. So once we get down there, we can look at registering, becoming part of clubs, all those other options as well?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So that's where the National Racket Centre, that's where our office is. This is the Tennis Association's office. So depending on which part of the country you live, we can let you know, okay, there's a club in this area, this is the contact information, and you could get involved.
And if they do not, for some reason, make it down to the ceremony or any of the days, how can we find you, Mr. Mitchell?
Right at the National Racket Centre, they can call online. We have Facebook. We have all our tags.
As you should,
Yes.
as you should. So hopefully you guys will catch love with tennis too, as the Catch National Junior Championships are on. The opening ceremony happening this Saturday at the National Racket Centre. And this morning, the beautiful team of Maddison Khan and Mr. Mitchell joining us this morning to give us that love that they feel. Thank you very much, Mr. Hayden Mitchell, the President of the Tennis Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and Grand Athlete Maddison Khan for joining us this morning. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will be celebrating and catching the love for birthdays next, so stick around. And our morning show continues after these messages.
Oh, na na.